WWE fans, what unfolded last night was nothing short of utter chaos and destruction. In a moment that has left the entire WWE universe reeling, Jacob Fatu has officially joined forces with the debuting powerhouse Hikuleo in an unrelenting assault that took down both Solo Sikoa and Jeff Cobb. This wasn't just a simple ambush, it was a full-blown declaration of war within the bloodline. The betrayal has spiraled into something far more dangerous, and what we witnessed may be the beginning of the most violent chapter yet in the Bloodline saga. Everything erupted during what was supposed to be a grudge match between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, stemming from Fatu's shocking Money in the Bank betrayal that cost Solo his momentum and helped pave the way for Seth Rollins to claim the briefcase. That moment had already shaken the foundation of the Samoan dynasty, but last night confirmed that the implosion was only the beginning. As Solo battled Jeff Cobb, the lights suddenly cut out mid-match. When they flickered back on, the entire atmosphere changed. Jacob Fatu stood ominously at the top of the entrance ramp beside an intimidating new figure, the towering 6'8" Hikuleo, making his WWE debut in the most fearsome way possible. Without a word, the two stormed the ring like a pair of Samoan hurricanes. Fatu exploded first, hurling Solo directly into the path of Hikuleo's devastating chokeslam. The arena watched in disbelief as Cobb was lifted onto Hikuleo's shoulders, just as Fatu soared off the top rope with a punishing moonsault, crashing down on both fallen rivals. The brutality didn't stop there. In one of the most disturbing visuals of the night, Fatu dragged Solo's face across Hikuleo's heavily spiked knee brace, roaring in Samoan, a clear and violent message that this new alliance is not just about betrayal, but about domination. This is more than just a fracture in the bloodline, it's a hostile takeover. The impact of Hikuleo's arrival has already sent shockwaves through the WWE locker room. The Tongan giant adds an unmatched level of raw, destructive power to whatever Jacob Fatu is building. Is this the rise of a new faction? A Samoan rebellion not led by Roman Reigns, but by Jacob Fatu himself? Footage from backstage revealed Roman Reigns watching the carnage unfold on a monitor, his expression unreadable, while Paul Heyman was visibly rattled, immediately calling for an emergency meeting among what remains of the bloodline. Meanwhile, Jey Uso's reaction only raises more questions. The former champion was seen silently leaving the arena just as the chaos unfolded. Is he distancing himself from the war? Or is he plotting something of his own? The most chilling moment came at the very end, when Fatu leaned down to whisper something to a beaten and broken Solo Sikoa. Whatever he said left Solo's eyes wide with fear, just moments before he was stretchered out of the ring. That one whisper may have said more than any promo or confrontation ever could. Jacob Fatu isn't just seeking revenge, he's seeking control. With Hikuleo standing tall at his side and Solo seemingly taken out of the picture, the established power structure of the Samoan dynasty has been completely shattered. What's coming next is unknown, but it's guaranteed to be dangerous. The question remains, is Roman Reigns planning his retaliation, or was this orchestrated from the shadows all along? Is Fatu the new alpha? Or has the tribal chief allowed this rebellion to unfold for his own mysterious reasons? And where does this leave Jey Uso? Will he align with his former family, side with the rebellion, or strike out on his own path? One thing is crystal clear. The Bloodline War has reached a new and terrifying phase, and the Samoan Revolution has officially begun. Tap in below with your thoughts, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications because things in WWE just went from brutal to apocalyptic. WWE fans, prepare yourselves, because what happened on last night's SmackDown wasn't just another twist in the saga. It was a full-scale eruption that sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling world. The Bloodline's internal conflict has escalated into a brutal, unpredictable war. We witnessed the very fabric of WWE's Samoan legacy tear apart before our eyes in the most violent, destructive fashion imaginable. Jacob Fatu has made his intentions crystal clear. He's not just breaking away from the bloodline, he's burning it down and rebuilding something far more dangerous. And he's not doing it alone. The entire arena was still buzzing from the fallout of the Money in the Bank event, where Jacob Fatu's shocking betrayal of Solo Sikoa allowed Seth Rollins to walk away with a coveted briefcase. That one act sent tremors through the Samoan dynasty, leaving fans and superstars alike wondering whether the bloodline had finally cracked beyond repair. But last night, it became painfully clear that betrayal was just the beginning. As Solo Sikoa entered a high-stakes match against Jeff Cobb, no one could have predicted how quickly the night would spiral into chaos. Midway through the match, without warning, the lights in the arena went out. The crowd held its breath, and when the lights came back on, standing at the top of the ramp was Jacob Fatu. But he wasn't alone. Flanking him was a massive, unfamiliar figure towering at 6 feet 8 inches, the fearsome Hikuleo, making his WWE debut in jaw-dropping fashion. The silence in the crowd quickly turned into gasps and screams as the two men stormed the ring like a wrecking crew. What followed was one of the most destructive displays in recent WWE history. Jacob Fatu wasted no time, hurling Solo Sikoa across the ring with animalistic rage and sending him straight into Hikuleo's waiting arms. The towering Tongan slammed Solo down with a thunderous chokeslam that shook the ring. Jeff Cobb, attempting to intervene, was hoisted high into the air by Hikuleo, just as Fatu launched himself from the top rope with a crushing moonsault that flattened both victims. The punishment didn't end there. In an act of sheer brutality, Fatu grabbed Solo by the face and scraped it across the jagged spikes of Hikuleo's knee brace, all while screaming in Samoan, a message drenched in defiance and dominance. This wasn't just a beatdown. It was a statement. It was a declaration that Jacob Fatu has no intention of being a follower or a pawn in Roman Reigns' grand vision. He's carving his own path, and he's doing it with Hikuleo as his enforcer, a wrecking ball who brings unstoppable size, power, and fury to Fatu's cause. The emergence of this new alliance instantly altered the balance of power in WWE, and the implications stretch far beyond one episode. Backstage footage caught Roman Reigns watching the chaos unfold on a monitor, his expression cold and unreadable. Is he secretly orchestrating this civil war, letting the chaos play out until the right moment? Or has Jacob Fatu gone rogue, becoming a threat to the very kingdom Roman built? Paul Heyman, usually composed, was visibly panicked. The wise man wasted no time in calling for an emergency meeting among what remains of the bloodline. This wasn't just a betrayal, it was the spark that could ignite a new empire. Meanwhile, Jey Uso, the man once considered the heart of the bloodline, was seen quietly leaving the arena during the assault, his face shadowed and unreadable. His absence only deepens the mystery. Will he align with Fatu and Hikuleo? Will he return to Roman's side and try to hold the family together? Or is he done with the bloodline altogether? Wall.